into the afternoon. But we'll talk about the market and review today's plays. Good afternoon. This is Ifan from the Strategic Day Trader, and this is your market wrap for April 14th, 2021. Q's down 1.2, SPY down 0.3. Came into today bullish on the market, expecting a pullback eventually, but hard to not be bullish on a chart that looks like this, clear uptrend. Just we were noting the extension. Extension, tough to really be starting positions up here. Now, kind of been saying that for a week or so. The market continued to march higher, didn't give any kind of pullback. Today, new highs and then a bit of a reversal here. You can see the hourly is starting to weaken a little bit here. Okay. So going into tomorrow, going to be neutral on the Qs and SPY. Okay, and see if we do get this pullback started. Now, the most bullish scenario for the next few days and into next week is that we stay mostly range bound up here. We don't pull back in very much. We correct mainly through time and then set up the next base breakout. Okay, but if we get a small gap down tomorrow morning or start selling off hard, then the focus will be to get this pullback. SPY has a lot further to drop till it gets to minor support. And then Qs, the previous high from February into that area, around 333 or so, 334 will be minor support. Okay, so SPY has a little bit further to drop if it wants to come in. It's pretty aggressive to kind of be playing for that because you're really playing counter trend. Been very, very bullish on the Qs and SPY, right? And we haven't really gone climactic. That's the problem too. These bars are small, and as we saw, just use the last 3 weeks as testament to that. Small range bars usually don't lead to the end of the trend, right? We also saw that in this move here on the SPY, right? So going into tomorrow, neutral. Let's see if the hourly wants to start some kind of downtrend lower. Next hourly sell setup would be a good opportunity to start a bearish bias, but it's a little bit tough right now. We're just pulling back into support. So we'll see what we get tomorrow. But hopefully we can get some more movement going here in the market. All right, so neutral tomorrow for the open. About today's plays, okay, started off with the triple BY. This was the gap down that I was most interested in. Because of the potential move here it's trying to do on the daily chart, maybe to go back and retest into this base from last year. Okay, so that was the start. I did have a call on this, the triple BY, but it didn't trigger. So I was putting all of this base together. Okay, so all of this here. Okay, as the base breakdown. All right, so I was looking to play that, triggered, or it broke out instead and stayed strong. Okay, it was okay to play it in the morning here, like as a high-low. That's fine. I think 2-minute high-low actually looked okay. It's just kind of a big stop. Yeah, that's fine. You can play this. You can play underneath here. Because of the size of the gap, it only needed a gap to 2650 and ended up gapping a little bit too far, a couple of dollars too far. It really wasn't a favorite gap. And then there's kind of minimal shock value here because it's coming from a couple of bars down. So I thought it was the best of what we had this morning, which is why I was watching it first thing. But the gap wasn't that good. So you can see there's some clear flaws with this, which is why I was waiting for it to give us as close to a perfect entry as we could. And so what I liked about it is that it tried to kind of go first. And then what if it did confirm that by breaking down again, it should be good, right? It's kind of like the was it con that we played a couple days ago. No, it wasn't the con. Oh, COMM was the one. Is that once we got this initial attempt to break out on the base here, and then put in that reversal, if we break above that now, right, because that's just an extra confirmation of breaking of resistance, then we should be good to go, right? So it's kind of like that, okay, just to the downside for that. So that one didn't trigger, so that idea got canceled. The next play was the Oxy. Oxy was doing a high of the day base right here. So I was actually looking at it here when it was basing. And then here was the gap up on the daily. Again, not that good of a gap, right? Because you still have a downtrend in place. This isn't really starting a new move back up, right? Lots of resistance in the way, declining 20 MA. But we're showing a lot of relative strength and holding up pretty well, and the pattern's pretty. Again, you can see the topping tails here serving as additional confirmation that if we take that out, bulls are in control. I lost track of this one though. Ended up kind of looking like it was going to fail here, and so I took my order down, and then it broke out. But some people stuck with it, didn't lose track of it, and had a pretty nice play. There was target 1 and target 2 into 26, so that was good. On the Oxy, but I didn't end up playing it. I did play the FCX. This was also called the FCX on this base breakout here at the highs. Okay. Target 1 was supposed to be 3670. I got a little impatient and decided to trail some first here when we broke 50. I think we got filled. Yeah, 48 is where that got filled, and then when we did get back up to 70, took target 2, and then target 3 was on this last bit. You can see the volume picked up and into 37. 37's coming from the daily chart here into the overlap there to the left. So as we got into lunch, so that was the FCX. So that was fine. Not a huge play, but not bad either. Relatively painless. There's only this kind of on the initial break, this little pullback here, which kind of got back to break even. Otherwise, kind of just had to be patient. I did kind of get a little impatient with it, like I said, and decided kind of to lower the first target from 3670 to 3650, and then 3670 became target 2, and 37 was target 3 when initially it was 3670 as target 2 and 3. Just thought if we got some out, it'd be easier to live through any kind of pullbacks. So, and market was pretty weak. Oxy had already taken off, so I was kind of not sure about the FCX, how well this was going to follow through. So that turned out okay though. Okay. And then really nice play here from Sammy on the coin as a 5-minute kind of break of that topping tail. So you can see kind of a bearish event there, of course, a topping tail being bearish, negation of that, and then getting the next move up there. So nice follow through. I think it was like a $12 stop about. So pretty nice move there on the coin. So that'll be interesting moving forward to see what that wants to do as it IPO'd today. All right, that's going to do it for today's market wrap. Hope you did well today. We will be back at it tomorrow. Have a good evening.